Hello everyone, welcome back to Concept Project with AT. Today we are tackling the factorization method to solve quadratic equation from exercise 4.2 question 1. This session is designed to simplify the process and boost your confidence for exam. Get ready to learn step by step in easy and effective way. Let's get started for exercise 4.2. Exercise 4.2, we have to find out the roots of the following quadratic equation by factorization method. So I'm solving all the 5 questions here. You can see here, right? All the 5 questions. Let's do one by one. Okay, so this is our first question. X square minus 3x minus 10 equal to 0. So identify the equation and its standard form. If you see, you know the standard form is what? Ax square plus bx plus c equals 0, right? So for the factorization, what we have to do? We have to see the product of this and the sum of this one. How? Let's see that. Over here, if you say the value of the a is 1 because it's a coefficient of x square, the b value is minus 3 and the c value we can say it's minus 10. So whenever we do factorization, we have to see the product of a times c. Okay, we have to see the product of a times c, and we have to look at the number b as a addition form. Okay, so here what we can do, the a times c is 1 time minus 10, that is minus 10. And if you see the sum, so this is we can say as a product. Okay, and this one we can say as a sum, right? So here it's minus 3. So how to do the prime factorization for the 10 so that multiplication should be minus 10 and addition should be minus 3, right? So for the 10, what we can do? We can do 5 times 2, right? So either we can keep the minus with 5 and either we can keep the minus 2 also, right? So there is a confusion which one you should keep. For that, the answer will be come from this part, the sum part. How? Look. So minus 5 plus 2 or plus 5 minus 2. Which one we have to opt it? So if you'll see, if you do minus 5 plus 2, you will get the answer as minus 3, right? And if you do plus 5 minus 2, we'll get the answer plus 3. It means we have to pick up what? Minus 3 one. So this one is the correct option. Okay, not this one. Okay, now come back to the question again. So if you'll see here, x square minus 3x minus 10 equals 0, right? So what you have to do is, let's factorize it. So x square, okay, on the place of this, what we have observed? Minus 5 and 2, correct? So we can write this one as a minus 5x and plus 2x and minus 10 equals 0. Let's see that. If you multiply these two, that is what? Minus 10x square, correct? Basically. So can we write like that? Minus 5x times of 2x. And these two multiplication is 10x square, right? Makes sense, right? So now what we can do is, we can just simply divide into two parts. This is the first part and the second part, right? From the first part, we can take as a common x minus 5. And from the second part, we can take common 2, that is x minus 5 again. Always remember the x minus 5 and x minus 5 here is there. You can see both are same thing, right? If these two are not, you are getting same, it means something is wrong. Okay, so you have to stop there and you have to check it again. So from whole term, x minus 5 is common and we can write x plus 2 equals 0. So both the term make the equation 0, means we can say either x minus 5 is 0 or x plus 2 is 0. So the roots from here we can write as a 5 and minus 2 as a final answer. Okay, next, this is our second equation. 2x squared plus x minus 6 equals 0. The same way, what you have to do? Multiply these two. So 2x squared times of minus 6, right? This term is there. So what we can write? Minus 12x squared. So we don't focus all the time with x squared because already if we break it, it'll come in the term of x. So we'll focus on the coefficient part only. So the coefficient part is basically minus 12. Focus on this because multiplication should be this one, or we can say the product should be this one, and the sum should be what? The coefficient of the b part. Sorry, the x part, right? So that is 1. So how to break that? We can break 3 times 4 as a 12, right? But we need the positive one. So how to keep the positive? So 4 positive and 3 negative, right? Now just break it now. 2x square plus 4x minus 3x minus 6 equals 0, because if you multiply these two, you'll get minus 12x squared. So our condition is fulfilled, right? Again, divide into two parts. So 2x is common. This is x plus 2. From here, minus 3 we can take as a common. This is x plus 2 equals 0, right? From the both the part, x plus 2 is common, and what we can write? 2x minus 3 equal to 0, right? So either both can't be 0, so one of them can be 0, right? So x plus 2 is 0, or we can say 2x minus 3 equals 0, right? So answer for this question, or we can say the root of this equation, can be minus 2 or plus 3 over 2, correct? Next question. This question comes under the root, right? Same thing, we don't need to change anything, right? These two things we can see here is the root. Just write it. 2x square times of 5 root 2. Same thing, what we are doing? We are finding the product, okay? So if you multiply them, see, root 2 times root 2 will become 2, and this is what? 5. So this is 5, and x squared is already there. So we can write as a 10x squared, right? And the middle one is what? 7x. So again, what the product, if you say, that is the only coefficient in the term of coefficient, if I talk, so this is only 10. And the sum, if we can say, the b part, what is that? 7, correct? So I'm writing the 7 here, okay? So how to break the 10 so that we get the 7? So it's a clear answer, 5 and 2. So it's simple addition, we can do that, right? Let's write the equation again. So root 2x squared, on the place of 7x, what we can write? 5x plus 2x plus 5 root 2 equals 0. Now you have to be careful. What do you have to do? So the 2 we can write as a root 2 times of root 2, correct? Okay. So this part, what is the common here? We can take simply x as a common. So what is the remaining in this part? Root 2x. And in this part, what is the common? Plus 5. Okay. Next. Now I said the 2 you can write as a root 2 times root 2. So instead of that, it means we can write as a root 2 times root 2x, correct? So if I take the common from here, we can take root 2 as a common, right? So 1 root 2 I have taken. What is remaining? 1 root 2 is remaining, correct? And here what is remaining? 5 is remaining. Hope you understood, right? Next. So what is the overall common things? Overall common is root 2x plus 5 and x plus root 2, right? Equals 0, correct? So what is going to be the answer? So the x, either root 2 x plus 5 equals 0 or x plus root 2 equals 0, right? So x can be what? Minus 5 over root 2 and can be minus root 2. This answer is partially wrong. Why? Because root 2 can't be in the denominator. So you have to make it numerator always. For that, we have to do the rationalization. So to multiply with the root 2 up and down, right? So we can write minus 5 root 2 divide with the 2. So the answer can be minus 5 root 2 by 2 and minus root 2. Okay. So this is the final answer. Okay. Let's move to the next question. Our next question is this one, right? Same thing. What do you have to do? Multiply these two again. So 2x squared times of 1 over 8, that is equal 0. This is what? Product. Okay. So what we can write? 1 over 4 x squared, right? Not 0, sorry. So this is the term, correct? Okay. This question we can solve with the help of what method? Different method. Not this, because we are getting the fractions here. Okay. What we'll do? First take LCM. So let's take LCM. 8, right? So we can write 16x squared minus 8x plus 1 equals 0. So basically, if we'll multiply the 8 both sides, what will happen? So 8 can cancel, or 8 times 0 is 0 only, right? So we can write 16x squared minus 8x plus 1 equals 0, right? Now it's easy to do. Same method, right? What we can do here? We can, although we can use the a minus b whole square, or either you can do the factorization method as well, right? So same method. 16 times 1. that is 16x squared. If you say the product, what is the product? 16, right? Only I'm taking the coefficient, okay? And the sum is what? Minus 8. So how to factorize again? So 16 we can do 4 and 4. But 4 plus 4, you'll get the plus 8. So we have to do minus 4 and minus 4, right? So now if we'll do the factorization, 16x squared, on the place of minus 8x, we can write minus 4x plus 1 equals 0. What's a common here? We can take 4x is common. So it will be 4x minus 1, and just take minus 1 common. It will be 4x minus 1 equals 0. Okay. So 4x minus 1 equals 0. So here is the same answer for both the questions. So we can say x is equal to 1 by 4 and 1 by 4, right? You can do the same question in a different way. How? Look. In the second way, how can you do that? We can use the identity a minus b whole square. So we can write a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. Okay. So in this case, we can consider a as a 16x squared. So we can, instead of 16x squared, we can write 4x squared minus 2 times on the place of the a, that is what? 4x, right? Already 8x is done, means on the place of the b, this is simple 1. And we can write as a 1 squared equal 0. So this part we can write this way. So this whole thing we can write what? We can write 4x minus 1 whole square, right? So there is a 2 possibility. What is that? 4x minus 1 times of 4x minus 1 equals 0. So x can be 1 by 4 and 1 by 4. Okay, the same answer. Now the last question we have is this one, right? In this case, what we can do? Same way. First multiply these two, right? So if you'll see the product, what we can write? 100 times 1. Again, what I'm doing? I'm just taking only the coefficient part, okay? So this is what? 100. And the sum is what? The sum is minus 20, correct? So focus. Again, how can you make it just 20? We can write 10 and 10, right? So if you'll do 10 plus 10, that is plus 20. So we have to take minus 10, because multiplication of these two will get the plus 100 and addition of these two will get the minus 20, right? So how can you write that? 100x squared minus of 10x plus 1 equals 0. What we can take common here? We can take 10x as a common. So this will be what? 10x minus 1. From here we can take simply what? We can take plus 1 as a common, not plus 1, sorry, minus 1 as a common, and we can write 1 here. This is 10x minus 1 equals 0. This should be always same, then only it's possible to go ahead. So 10x minus 1 and 10x minus 1 whole square also we can write, or we can write simple like this. So we can write the x as a 1 over 10. Same answer. This question also we can do with the help of a minus b whole square, right? So a squared minus 2ab plus b square. Let's solve this same question again. Question is what? 100x squared minus 20x plus 1 equals 0, right? Let's do that. How can you write this? We can write this 10x whole square minus 2 times a. A is what? 10x, and b is what? 1 times 1 plus 1 square equals 0, right? So we can write 10x minus 1 whole square equals 0, right? So there is a 2 times of the same thing, right? So what we can write? 10x minus 1 equals 0. So x value will be 1 over 10 and 1 over 10 is the final answer. Okay? Like, comment and subscribe for more quick, easy lessons. See you next time. Bye-bye.